Hello, my name is Summer with Summerly Design Co. and I am an obsessive sock knitter. I design sock knitting patterns for a living and I'm pretty much knitting socks every day, all year, every year. I love knitting socks. If you've been around my YouTube channel for a while or followed me on Instagram, you'll know that I especially love incorporating fun different techniques in my sock patterns and then knitting with lots of fun colors. And this week, I'm gonna be sharing a big project that I have been working on all summer long, and I am so excited that I finally get to tell you about it. If you've been around for a while, you know that last year I did the colorwork cuff club. I'll put a link in the description below the video to another video that'll kind of tell you what that was. And later on, I'm also gonna be showing you all the socks that we knit that entire year. But for today, it is time, August 1st, for the new year of Cuff Club to start up. So starting now, you can join the Cuff Club, and I will have information and links to what it is in the description below the video. If you want more information, it is also on sale right now and will be on sale for a limited time. So if you want to grab it for a discount, definitely click that link below. And for now, let me tell you and show you what it is. So with Cuff Club, it's really cool. I love the idea of having a little surprise show up in my mailbox every month. But I honestly hate like subscriptions where like you get charged every month, like because I end up accumulating a lot of them somehow and then I don't know how to stop them. Like I'm currently subscribed to Paramount Plus, didn't know that, but apparently it's been going on for months. Peacock, and then like all these other, these other like streaming platforms. And I think it's because I'll hear about a show and I'm like, oh, I want to watch that show. And then I'll find it and it's on some random streaming platform. So I'll subscribe and then I'll forget about it. And then I just keep seeing these little like $4.99 and $5.99. So I hate subscriptions. I just like paying one price one time. And so that's kind of what I came up with Cuff Club, is that when you sign up, you pay one price. And then for the next 12 months, a new chart appears magically in your inbox. When you sign up, you get a guide to Cuff Club and you get your base pattern. And then every month, those charts that will show up in your inbox can be plugged into your base pattern. So at the end of the year, you will have basically a box of brand new socks. So it's really exciting. Last year we did colorwork Cuff Club. Every single month you got one or sometimes two. Sometimes I threw a little bonus chart in there. But every month you got a new colorwork chart to plug into your base pattern. And we're gonna look at those in a minute because I haven't shown all of them at once since we finished the year. So I'm really excited about that. This year, I'm adding a little twist. We are gonna have some colorwork chart patterns throughout the year, but I'm also throwing in cables. I'm also throwing in lace and texture. So this year, Cuff Club Volume 2 is all about variety. We will have colorwork, we will have cables, we will have lace, we will have all the things. For the inaugural month, for August, we do 2 charts. You are going to be getting a cute little mini cabled cuff chart and a colorwork chart in this inaugural month. So I'm very excited. I just think it's so fun. You pay one price one time, and then every month you just get fun new charts popping up in your inbox to make a new pair of socks. And I love that. That is how you get an entire box or drawer full of socks. It's by just having lots of fun little patterns just showing up. So let me show you the August 2025 patterns for the first month of Cuff Club Volume 2. We did 2 charts this month. One of them is a cute little mini cable chart. And of course I knit with bright colors, so I hope these are showing up. But these are the cutest little mini cables ever. And they just add such a fun little detail. And then because I have so many skeins of like speckled yarn that I've acquired over the years, I really love the fact that with this chart, you can knit a really fun, detailed cuff, and then you can pick a really special skein of speckled yarn that you've been holding on to knit the simple stockinette body of the sock. I tend to not like putting speckled yarn on stitch patterns because I feel like then the stitch pattern and the yarn are both like fighting to the death for attention, and you don't know what to look at. So I like to save my speckled yarn for plainer socks, and that's what I love about this month's first chart, is that you can do this really beautiful, intricate, delicate looking cuff and then follow it up with a really beautiful speckled skein of yarn that maybe you've been holding on to. The second chart, the bonus chart for August of Cuff Club Volume 2, is a colorwork chart. And I love it so much. Oh, it kind of is this Scandinavian summery floral pattern. And I'm just absolutely obsessed with this. The color combinations are endless with this one. Absolutely adore this. I did it in 2 versions. So I did this one where I did kind of a traditional flower where you have the flower color and then the green leaf. And then I did a more striking graphic. This is like a highlighter red. And then a really deep plum. And I just did it 2-tone. I just did the flowers, all in one color, and then the sock. And it just turned out really, really beautiful. So I love that. I love both patterns, and I didn't have time to do this, but I hope somebody does. You can totally combine, and this is what's so fun about this year. When there's a combination of colorwork and then textured cuffs, you can combine the 2. So how cute would it be to like combine this cute cabled cuff here and then insert the colorwork chart below it? Like that would be so great. Let me see if I can like fold that up. Yeah, like how cute would that be if this was cabled cuff and then colorwork? Like that would look so good. If you already have the Colorwork Cuff Club Volume 1, the first year, you'll be able to use those charts again too. Like you could take any chart from the first year and insert it right below where we've got these great cables. So I love that about this year, that we're gonna have lots of different kinds of cuffs and we can combine them and mix and match them. And it just makes it so fun. So now, let me show you everything that we did last year with Colorwork Cuff Club Volume 1, the first one. We had a whole year of socks. So we had our base pattern, which is just a plain vanilla sock. And that base pattern, obviously you have that as well for Cuff Club Volume 2. And that's what you plug everything into. So this base pattern is what you start with, and then you plug in your charts into the base pattern. And these are not in any particular order. It would have been smart if I had organized them. I basically have this giant tote full of socks from the first year of Colorwork Cuff Club. This is a January design, and I have more of these. I knit a lot. I knit a lot of this one because I really stinking loved this chart. This was one of my favorite charts from the year, this adorable scalloped. I knit 4 of these. But aren't those beautiful? So that is January's Colorwork Cuff Club chart. Love, love, love. And by the way, you can still buy Colorwork Cuff Club Volume 1. You just purchase it, you'll get your guide, your base pattern, and then all of the charts from all 12 months at once. When you buy Cuff Club Volume 2, you're gonna get your guide, your base pattern, and then the 2 charts that I designed for August. And then on September 1st, you'll get the September chart. And then October 1st, the October chart, and so on. So it's a surprise for the whole year. But Volume 1 is done and dusted. So when you buy it, you get all the charts at once. So these cute little scallops or January. February, of course, I did this really cute Fair Isle heart pattern, and I love it because I love hearts. I know they're kind of basic for February. I don't care. Sometimes I'm basic, okay? But I wanted to add kind of a Fair Isle motif with it, kind of like an 80s sweater. Like, you know those sweaters from the 80s that kids wore? I was a kid in the 80s, so I remember them really well. But I loved those sweaters, and I never had one. So that was kind of my inspiration for February. And then I also isolated the hearts for those who just wanted to kind of keep it simple, and did this cute little tweed with just a single little circlet of red hearts around the cuff. So that's February. March was this really pretty daisy. I love this. And I have seen such cool modifications on Instagram where people add like polka dots and even stripes like down below. It looks so good. But I loved this chart. This one I thought was really 70s and kind of had just this cool retro vibe to it. And again, with the color combinations you could do, oh, Like so many good options. So March was a very good month. April showers. I was very literal with April. But I loved the idea of doing like fun little clouds with stripes at the bottom. Really loved this chart. April showers, bring May flowers. I'm sorry. Like I said, I got really literal with some of these months. So yeah, this is the May chart. Really love this too. I think this one is so beautiful. Big fan. Very, like it has this really sweet cottagecore vibe to it. Love this color combination, the green with the pink, but I've seen some other really beautiful combinations on Instagram. So that was May. And now we're getting into my very, very favorite chart. This is my favorite chart from the whole year. I didn't know if I'd be able to pick a favorite, but I did. And it was this one. I just come back to it all the time. And I want to knit this in a lot of other color combinations. Like that's how I know if I really love a pattern. It's that I can't stop thinking about other colors that I could use when I knit with it. So, another beautiful Fair Isle pattern. I loved the colors here. I think that's what made it feel really fresh and modern, was doing like neon red and neon pink and then mustard and this pale pink. I think this would also look really beautiful two-tone, like if you just did the body of the sock in one color and then knit all of the Fair Isle in a second color. One thing that's really great about Fair Isle knitting is it looks so complex, and it's not. This is the easiest colorwork knitting you can do. If you are new to knitting colorwork on socks, Fair Isle's great. It typically has shorter floats. The patterns are really easy to memorize. It looks complicated, it's not. So I'm telling you, if you're nervous, like I don't know if I can knit colorwork, you can. And I've got a tutorial video for knitting colorwork on socks, and I'll put the link to that in the description below this video so you can check it out if you're a little nervous about it. All right, so that was June. July, this is July. We did kind of a more graphic, modern, like a geometric, really played with color with this one. The vertical stripes actually start in the ribbing. They start at the cuff and then go down. I love this sock. I want to knit a sock that's just vertical stripes all the way down. I think that would be really striking and really cool. And that's another thing I love about Cuff Club is that, you know, I give you the chart for the cuff, but it's very easy to just keep knitting it if you want to keep going with it. So yeah, I love July. August, I think, was a universal favorite of everyone. I've got several samples of this one. But these beautiful, simple, graphic florals, I love these socks. These are so beautiful. I'm missing one. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, love, love, love. So, so beautiful. That's one of my favorites too. August had a bonus chart, and it was this beautiful pattern that was inspired by granny square, like granny stripe blankets, the crochet, like crochet granny stripes. That's kind of what inspired me to design this particular motif. And so I kind of used colors that I would use in a granny stripe blanket. September was all about geometry. Did a very fun geometric like basket weave pattern with some really fun colors. And then I also in that same chart showed you a mod for how to knit that pattern all the way down if you wanted to carry it on a whole sock. So September was super fun. October was great. We had Ghost for October. Again, very literal, don't care. And then we had apples. I loved the apples. I thought the apples were so much fun with the Ghost. You could go scary for October, or you could go more traditional fall. It was up to you, because I know not everybody loves like Halloween or scary stuff. So I wanted to have both. So you had two charts in October, and those are what those looked like. November, we did Fair Isle. I do love a good Fair Isle. I should actually hold up all of the Fair Isle patterns. I think I just had two that were like truly Fair Isle, but they look so good next to each other. Like, oh, I love those. So that was November. And then December. Oh my gosh, I love this one. This one I was really proud of. Two charts. So you could knit a pair with one chart, or you could knit both charts in a pair. And that's what I did. I did houses on one sock and then little trees on another. This was tough because December is a month of a lot of holidays, and not everybody celebrates the same holidays. So I basically I was like, how can I create that cozy vibe? You know, that kind of a lot of people could relate to, because knitters from all over the world, from all kinds of different backgrounds, were a part of Colorwork Cuff Club. And so in any month, I don't want anyone to feel excluded. So I thought this did a pretty good job. It's basically like solstice socks, just cozy socks. You've got cute little houses in the snow and trees in the snow. And then I gave instructions for if you live in the southern hemisphere, how you could make it not snowy and more colorful and fun to kind of capture the vibes of the summer season. So I was really proud of this one, just because that took some thinking on how to make sure that everybody had a chart that they would want to knit in the month of December. A whole year of colorwork charts, and I'm so excited to kind of mix it up a little this year and also include cables and lace and like all these other fun designs along with colorwork so that we get more of a variety. So in talking, a lot of people, their goal is always like, I want to knit a box of socks, or I want to knit a drawer of socks. And knitting a pair of socks a month is a really great way to do that. It's also a great way to build your skills, not just for sock knitting, but for knitting in general. Let's say that you've never worked with a cable needle before. You've never knit cables without a cable needle, because in this particular pattern, I give you a chart and it tells you, how to do it with a cable needle, but then I also include instructions for how to knit these adorable mini cables without a cable needle. So that's a skill. And if that's not something that you're used to doing or you've never done before, practicing it on a little sock cuff is great for eventually putting it on a bigger garment, like a shawl or a sweater or a hat. Socks are such a good way to practice new skills in knitting. And it's the same with, colorwork. If you've never knit colorwork before, socks are actually a really great way to practice, because you really need to focus on tension so that it can fit over your heel. So by the time you've got it down on socks, you'll be really good at tensioning your yarn for bigger, high stakes projects like sweaters, like colorwork yoke sweaters. Having a goal of knitting a box of socks or a drawer full of socks means that every month, if you knit a pair or two, you're not only improving your knitting skills, but then at the end of the year, you just have all of these soft, fluffy, colorful socks in colorwork patterns and cable patterns. So yeah, super excited for Cuff Club Volume 2. Once again, it is on sale. You can find the link in the description below the video. You're just gonna pay one price, one time, and then you just get to sit back, and every month on the 1st, a new chart will magically appear in your inbox so that you can knit a new pair of fun socks. I will always list all the yarn that I use, any modifications to the base pattern. The chart page is gold. It gives you everything. It's not just a chart and then that's it. It comes with so many instructions, tips, everything. It's really, really helpful. So yeah, thanks for joining me this week. I'll be back soon with more fun projects that I'm working on, because I got a lot of good stuff planned for fall, a lot of good ideas, and I'm excited to see what my sock knitting friends out there on YouTube and just the internet and Instagram think about these different ideas. So yeah, I hope everyone has been having a good summer or winter, depending on what part of the world you live in, and I will see you soon.